Let's take a look at what the Energy Minister, that's Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, said that has caused a lot of outrage out there.
The energy sector, the current power cuts. Some people are saying that you made mention of this. You use this as a campaign against John Mahama, and now we are experiencing a worse situation under President Akufo-Addo. Would it reflect in the 2024 election? Would it be something that people will stand on to vote?
If you are comparing 4 years, MPP administration, energy sector is 300 times better than John Mahama.
But we are still experiencing doom so.
Nobody has said we haven't. I'm just saying it's far much better than John Mahama ever did.
You do admit that there's doom so.
That is the word you used. I have never used that word. I've promised you that we are going to work on it. And it's not a work that is a single event. It's a process. And we'll continue to work on it for the energy sector to become better.
Have you heard of calls for a timetable?
Ask those who want it to bring it.
They should bring the timetable.
If there is, I haven't seen any timetable. So
but people are calling for it.
Say bring a timetable. What do you mean? The ECG says that there's no timetable coming. Why do you want to bring a timetable? What purpose? Why would somebody get up and wish evil or bad for the country? When it is not planned, you can't tell the person. Were you in Ghana under John Mahama? Did you live in this country under John Mahama? Did you live in this country under John Mahama? Did you? I'm asking you a question. Did you live in this?
It was equally worse.
It cannot be equally worse.
But look, MPP use it as a tool against them.
And I'm saying that even if you are talking about that, it was worse under John Mahama than ever now.
Well, this is what the Minister for Energy actually had to say when he was asked with regards to the timetable. Now, he says there's no doom so, and he's insisting that there's no doom so. Whatever the problem is, it's definitely going to be fixed. But it looks like Ghanaians are not too happy with his statement. Stallone Nyarko is here and he's representing the NPP. Hi, Stallone.
Rosalind, good morning.
Good morning. I told people that you are never late.
Of course.
Yeah.
Maybe I had some issues.
Yeah, I knew you definitely had, and we will not talk about that on air, so it's okay. Stallone is always early. He's an early bird.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stallone, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing fine.
Great.
Let me wish your listeners a good morning, a pleasant morning, and we're looking forward to an interesting show.
Definitely. So our listeners or our viewers are actually sending their messages. We'll be reading them very, very soon. Now, PURC wrote to ECG for a timetable. Yesterday, the Energy Minister was questioned, or he was asked if we have doom so. He says there's no doom so. He was also asked about the timetable, and, he said that, well, there's no timetable. If you want to fix your timetable, go ahead and fix your own timetable. People are not too happy with that statement. People are saying he's arrogant. He could have gone, a better way. And people are still asking for the timetable. Do you think that Ghanaians need a timetable, or you agree with your minister?
Let me say a good morning again to viewers, especially to our incoming president, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. This is a very delicate matter again. Like I said, I think sometimes we should put some of these reactions in good context. I was looking at the forum, the environment in which this discussion happened. You could see that it was at some public event where a journalist engaged the minister, inquiring of his reactions. And there was a lot of noise in the space. I'm sure he barely heard what even the journalist was asking, because I took my time to listen to the interview and then his reactions to some of the questions that he was asked. That said, the bottom line is every Ghanaian, every national of our country is very much interested in how much we can access all of these utilities. So there can be no qualms as to how important these issues are and as to how well we deliver these essentials to the people of Ghana. Well, what the minister said, unless we want to put it on the altar of the usual politicking, he is the man who holds the brief on energy matters, and he says what we want. And I'm curious. It's quite interesting that at every point in time we want to leave these matters on semantics, branding, nomenclature, names, doomsaw, what have you, all of the things we want to put up.
This doomsaw term was brought by the NPP.
MPP?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
It was.
It's something that came spontaneous in the heat of, that's what he was.
It became a politic thing because in the year 2016, it was one of your main campaign, songs that you sang. There is doomsaw, there is doomsaw, there is doomsaw. Now, allegedly, I don't know if this is true, but allegedly, some of these celebrities that even led the doomsaw march was financed by the NPP. Like I said, I don't know if this is true or not, but allegedly, there was some sort of backing from the New Patriotic Party for that particular march.
Reason, obviously, a nation that was grappling with an energy crisis, a 4-year-old energy crisis. All of these environments.
It was bigger than 4 years.
Well, you see, so for more than 4 years, and energy drives our very existence, our very livelihoods are driven by energy. When we are up this morning, if we did not have access to power, I'm not sure Doc would have even made it to this point, and all of us. So when a nation is faced with erratic power supply situations for more than 4 years, what you saw, I think, was even a very modest reaction of the people. In some quarters, is basis for removal of government and whatnot. So we shouldn't go back to that point. We shouldn't go back to all of this. The bottom line is the average Ghanaian wants
a timetable.
Not a timetable.
Light.
Reliable energy supply. That is, it's not just energy, all of the basic utilities. And I tell you, I don't trivialize these matters. But then again, let's not take it from this minister. If there's been any of our public officers who has shown strong commitments and understanding of our situation, he's one of them. His record in the education sector is there for everybody to see how he managed to steer this free SHS program, this bold, ambitious educational program, alongside some of the many interventions in the sector. And that's an industry, a sector that has a lot of giant players. When you talk about education, everybody goes to school. There's every home in our country has somebody pursuing something education. So how he managed to handle that very delicate sector, the successes is chalked, especially in the face of the cynicism and all of that. He's somebody who has earned his place on any day. So I don't think we should dramatize this instance.
Okay. Yeah. We went out there to speak to some Ghanaians, and this is what they had to say.
Yeah, it will help. It will help better than not knowing anything. You get up and come without electricity. At least Monday they will not be given light from 6 to 12 o'clock. I will not be out. I will be in my house, knowing how to deal with my issues. After 12 o'clock, then I can come out and then do whatever I can do. Because without electricity, is nothing. We cannot do anything. So if they will do the settlement of that time, it will help us. 9 to 10, 1 hour, there is no light. At least it's better than knowing nothing. You just wake up in the morning, you come, there's no electricity.
Boss, the timetable like it will help. But yeah, these people need light because anytime the light off, they worry. So if they give us small time, like some 2-3 hours for the day, like it will be for the boys.
We have to have a timetable for the lights off so that we will know that maybe from 1, or maybe in the morning, 6 to 6 in the evening, you are having light or not. That would be good for us.
How is it going to be good for you?
Because if you know the timetable, you know how to settle your time and you know how to do your things.
And how is the doomsaw generally affecting you?
It's affecting us because the fuel is too costly. So using fuel on the generator is highly costly. So
Seems Ghanaians actually want this timetable. But it doesn't look like we're going to be getting the timetable anytime soon. If we have some messages coming in, can I please have the messages so I can actually talk about, what Ghanaians are saying? So please and please again, send your messages to us. We want to read it as early as possible. We don't want any situation where, it comes in late and we are not able to read it. So send your messages now with regards to what the energy minister did say. Now, this whole, thing, like, Stallone said, he didn't take any political side, actually. We need to have a good source of energy, and this is what everybody's asking. His only thing was, the man has worked, and so if this is one-off, let's pardon him and let's look at how hardworking he is. We look at free SHS, how he managed to bring in free SHS. It was one big flagship thing that one of the most difficult things. He managed to bring it. He fixed Dumso to some extent. Now we're experiencing these challenges. So if he says he will, he definitely can do it. So why are we chastising him for one interview granted? Look.
You call it chastising?
He's not been chastised?
No. Well, Stallone's approach, I disagree with him.
Oh, really?
Because the question that the gentleman, the journalist asked, was not on performance. He was not accused on performance. He was not.
Anyway, let me see. I think I have some messages that have come in, so let me quickly read some of the messages that have come in. We are starting from 6:09 a.m. Wow, at first, let me fix this so I can read the messages that have come in. So the first one says, so the president who wished to build Cathedral for God is refusing to sign the LGBTQ document, ASMO from Ablade, Ifiekuma Zongo Takrade. I want to tell Dr. Baumia that JDM is not his campaign message. What was CD to dollar rate when Baumia took over from JDM, and how is the rate today? How was the economy then and the economy now from Ablade, Ifiekuma Zongo Takrade? Okay, so this one says, good morning to you. The clash between the residents and the military in Karaga is a complex and multifaceted issue that requires a nuanced and collaborative approach to resolve. Both parties need to come to the table with a willingness to engage in meaningful dialogue and find a mutually beneficial solution that respects the rights and interests of all involved. Aaron Beba Kokoko Misa. This one is coming from Meshak Asante at Amasaman. President Mahama is the key to this country's success, and he is ever ready to open for us. So let's all rally behind him and vote massively for him so that his game-changer policy, 24-hour economy, can come into reality. And for arrogant Napo, the least said about him, the better. Greetings to Regional Chairman, Honorable Emmanuel Ni Ashimo and Sedem Afenyo, Kamen MP Amasaman. Joy Prime, good morning. Are we serious? Sorry. Please. Joy Prime, good morning. Are we serious in this country as a people? We sit down and allow these economic saboteurs to aggravate corrupting the morals of our already uncontrollable teenagers whose future is being destroyed without us realizing it. I see this as a way of opening the floodgates for the activity of LGBTQ in our schools, hiding behind, we are providing ICT tools for our students and milking this country dried as well. Okay. What is happening in this country? Are you aware that content available for these smart gadgets on the internet? Some of us have principles at home that makes this demonic initiative go against the grain for us. The youth of our streets today are engulfed in inappropriate internet content. Sadly, most parents have lost control of their children, not even to talk about teachers who have given up on the challenges of today's school children. How can teachers control the use of these gadgets? What happened to our textbooks? Is this how their paymasters are going to blindfold us, all in the name of ICT to our children? They have protected their own children. It says that the children of impoverished who will come, I don't know, with the hydra-headed monster. They now want LGBTQ materials brought closer to our children. Well, I don't know who you are, but this is I'm surprised that this is coming in because how is it that when children, you use the phone, right? You sent us a message through the phone.
It's serious.
And so if you sent us a message, please, Doc, your take on this before I continue.
It's serious. It's serious.
Well, that's why I always basically say that education has to be a key thing we need to do as a country.
Yeah.
Because the purpose of tablets and ICT gadgets are meant to create that awareness, learn beyond your zone. Since we are in a global village, you need to open up and understand what is going on. But it's also a choice. that you should know exactly what purpose you use this particular gadget for.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm referring to education. It's very key.
Yeah.
And even with the distribution of the tablet, we need a clear education on how the children are going to use it, what is the restriction at a certain stage of their life.
Yeah,
you know.
I think that's why they're giving it to secondary school, because we do ICT in secondary schools, you know. And imagine going to school, you don't even know what a mouse is, you don't even know how to turn off a laptop or turn it on and all of that.
Yeah.
And you are being given this, and people are saying it's a push for LGBTQ. This is Stallone.
And Rosalind, these are some of the things we started speaking about, and some people felt we were defending this whole LGBTQ in quote situation. How on earth do you get to this point?
To think like this? Well, that's quite shocking though. I'm surprised that
you'll be surprised.
This coming from somebody who is using a smartphone.
But you'll be surprised that such narratives are being driven in areas you can never imagine.
Wow.
And yes. And there are people who actually believe that all of these are part of a grand agenda. And I ask myself, are we that helpless?
It's sad. Anyway, good morning, beautiful. For Napoli, the least said about him, the better. Who takes Opoku Prempeh serious in this country? Arrogance is his middle name. When he left education ministry, everyone was happy. Master Rahman, Tuna, Sola, Kalba. Good morning to all the listeners. You mean the viewers, all right? The energy minister, Napoli, said those who are calling for ECG timetable, they should prepare one for themselves. Nanado and his ministers have been insulting our intelligence. This is a bad attitude of NPP. Ghanaians are ready to boot out NPP in the coming days. Nanado and Baumia launch one tablet for one student. This is going to be a fiasco initiative. Sister Roslyn, how far about one teacher, one tablet concept? Well, we're told that they've distributed a certain amount of, laptops to the teachers. So some teachers have received it, maybe not all, but some have. And he also continues, says, we are tired of these watering promises. Happy birthday to Mr. Freeman Goba of Qatar, Abochi Philip from Qatar. Thank you, Abochi Philip, for sending in your message. Good morning, Joy Prime, Madam Host. I have never witnessed any deceitful government ever since I was born than this government. This government is very deceitful. Can you imagine? Teachers paid for laptops for over 3 years and the government used it to campaign heavily. Up till now, they couldn't deliver the laptops. We are in election year. Have you seen what they have started doing? We want to assure this hopeless government this time that their deceitful acts shall never ever materialize. Greetings, Rosalind. The energy, sorry, let me try and get this one. Okay. Greetings, Rosalind. The energy minister has said time and again that they are solving the problem, but there's no doom. So if the minister himself, whom you want solution from him, is telling you what the problem is, but you're also telling him what it is, then bring out what it is. Nana Aguna Swedru. Okay, Nana. Napo's response on the need for Doomsday timetable was nothing less than being cheeky, show of power and arrogance, and must be condemned in all uncertain terms, such as a person wanting to be the running mate of Baumia Nanakakari Techiman. Good morning, my beautiful one. The energy minister is not serious at all. In this world, it's like a mirror that reflects on you, on what you do. If your face is smiling, it smiles right back at you. We are tired of their always 111 promises. They always give a Akufo-Addo Dumso NPP the mother serpent party. Never, never. President Akufo-Addo's appointees have proven to be so arrogant to Ghanaians. I quite remember when teachers went on strike in 2022 to demand for better conditions of service. The Deputy Minister for Employment and Labour Relations at the time, Dr. Reku Brobe, arrogantly stated that teachers were paid during COVID for no work done. And today, a nice gentleman like Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh has reacted very arrogantly and cheeky to the very Ghanaians who gave them the mandate to serve in their respective offices. Ghanaians will show them where power lies come December polls. Daniel Akbaliok Sandima. I'll read this one, take a break, and then let me see. Okay, we're here. Good morning, madam. And to your panelists, please let me use this opportunity to welcome KMJ back. Yes, he's back. Madam, anytime when MPP members speak, you can see pride, arrogance, money and power, forgetting that we, the poor and humble Ghanaians, voted them into power. So these people will never stop their empty promise to Ghanaians. What do they take us for? My regards to incoming MP for Myong, Alhaji Misbah Sumani. Alassa Cisse from Zenu Central says, good morning to you all. Every child learns from his or her own parents. The NPP ministers and their communicators are learning from the president. This is a man who talks to chiefs anyhow. They don't respect the good people of Ghana, and they think Ghana is for NPP, so anybody who criticizes them is an NDC person, and they are full of arrogance. As for laptops to SHS, it is just a vote-buying tools. Did they give the teachers the laptops what they promised them? The government have short of ideas, and they are confused. Good morning, Rosalind and a panelist. Please, these NPP Napa man and the entire current NPP government have no modicum of respect and very keen disrespectful to the citizenry. They have unfortunately forgotten how they were begging us to vote for them to power to serve. I mean, serve us, and today they have the impudence to insult us in the face, and such a being wants to be a VIP for the way. It make me remember Honorable Kwabena Donko, who honorably resigned after not fixing the power crisis on the month or year he promised to do so. These are the beings we must call honorables, and not these arrogant, intellectual, dysfunctional, useless, wasteful, clueless, fraudulent, state capturing, etc. Nana Bawumia government. So will he campaign, or they know they've already kicked the bucket? Please tell the NPP man that he's the energy minister and can be interviewed at any part of the country, issues concerning the country's energy, and that shouldn't allow him, Napo, to exhibit this gross arrogance. Good morning. Napo has already proven that he doesn't have any leadership qualities and cannot be vice president of Ghana. 8 years, you are still mentioning John Mahama's name in your poor governors. We want and never give power to this wicked and corrupt MPP again. Bye-bye to this wicked government. Hey, this is a lot. Okay. Good morning, Rosalind, and to the Western Regional Minister, Honorable Dr. Kwabena Darko. The current power outages we are experiencing is not doomed. So, all right, thank you. We remember the economic and personal hardship we went through during Mahama's administration as president, when there was, 1, loss of revenue, 2, low productivity, 3, closure of firms and industries, 4, unemployment from layoffs, 5, loss of lives at various hospitals, 6, destruction of electrical appliances, 7, 5 days lights out, 12 hours light, 8, high importation of power banks and generators, etc. We will forever remember JDM and the NDC for doing so. We still remember JM and NDC for doing so. The Ghana card for babies at birth is a blessing for us. It will help Ghanaians to have national identity from birth, eradicate child trafficking, etc. Junior Rich, Presby Court to start Friday. Thank you so much. I have so many messages. Wow. I wanted to take a break. I think I'll take a break on this one and then I'll come back and read these ones. Good morning, Rose. Please, the journalist forced the energy minister to speak yesterday. My bro, who lived in Accra, closed from work last evening, as he was going to the house from work, he drove through the high street of Accra, no street light, but we pay for it. Yes, we actually starting a series on the street lights. I'll hint on it very soon. The weather is hot, so wasn't able to sleep, but wake up with disturbing mind to go to work today. We cannot continue this way as a country, and it is not normal. We must wake up as people with common destiny and deal with this devoid of politics. We cannot accept this in the 21st century. Nana Kwesi Odame Enyinem. All right.